A few years ago, I was out for breakfast with my former basketball coach, college coach, and he's a mentor of mine now. And I asked him, I'm like, Coach, how have you been able to accomplish so many things? He's an author, he's a poet, he was an athletic director, basketball coach, won multiple state championships. I'm like, Coach, how were you able to accomplish these things? And he answered that with a question. He said, Brandon, do you play better with good players or bad players? It's like, of course, good players. It's like, do you play better with players who push you, who play hard every time, every play? It's like, for sure. He's like, that's your answer. I've surrounded myself with people who push me to work harder, who push me to want to pursue more, to be better. And so that's how he's been able to accomplish all that he's been able to accomplish. I'm like, Coach, that was deeper than I thought it was going to go. So, like, thanks for that. But I wanted to share that with you because that principle applies for us. We got to surround ourselves with people who push us past our limits, people who inspire us. So, there's this quote I really like. It's surround yourself with people who add value to your life, who challenge you to be greater than you were yesterday. So, surround yourself with people who add value to your life, who challenge you to be greater than you were yesterday. So, the point of sharing that story with my coach is because one of the best and easiest ways for us to grow, for me to grow, for you to grow, is to surround ourselves with people who are ahead of us, who are excelling in their professions, who are thriving in their marriages, as parents, right? All these different facets of life that we want to grow in. Let's surround ourselves with people who are thriving or excelling in those areas. Another principle for you this is a quote I heard from Alex Hormozy that I really like. He says, join groups where your desired behavior is normal behavior. So if I want to improve as a communicator, then I should probably surround myself with people who are communicating. If I want to be fitter, if I want to be whatever it is, right? I should probably surround myself with people who are thriving in that arena. So join groups where your desired behavior is normal behavior. I'm gonna share a story with you guys. So last summer in August, we had youth camp, right? And myself and many other people were camp counselors. So we're there with 300 young people. And my boy Mo was training for a marathon. So he was training for a full marathon. Shout out my boy Mo. And we're at the gym at the campgrounds. And he was like, yeah, tomorrow morning, I got an 8 mile run. He was like, I'm gonna get after it. I'm not really looking forward to it, but I'm gonna get it done. And I asked him, I'm like, Mo, would you mind if I join you on your run? Now, at this time, I hadn't been running much. I probably was averaging just like a couple miles a week, maybe 3, 4 miles a week. So I wasn't in really good shape. But Mo was like, yeah, absolutely. I would love to have someone to run with. So we get up early the next morning. We're warming up, we're stretching, whatever. And we go on our 8 mile run. And Mo was keeping a pretty fast pace. And I was doing my best to keep up with him. We're having conversation, and it was an amazing time. Honestly, it was a blast. Why do I share this story? Is because I wouldn't have ran 8 miles if I didn't tag along with my boy Mo, who was further along than I was, right? He was training, he was in shape. I wasn't in that great of shape to run 8 miles, but I did it. Why did I do it? How was I able to do it? It was because I was with someone who was pushing me past my limits. Now, this is just a physical example, right? A fitness example, but this applies to every aspect of life, right? If you want to do better in your career, then we might be better off, or it might be wise for us to become friendly with the person who's the rock star at work, right? Who gets things done, who's the top salesperson, right? If you're a salesperson, you want to be in close proximity with that person because it'll help you grow. So you want to get around people who push you past your limits, right? Like at work, who's the top salesperson in the office? Get in close proximity with them. There's my videographer actually told me this. He said, and producer, she was like, you don't want to be the smartest person in the room. If you're the smartest person in the room, your room is way too small. And that's just facts. And now that we're talking about this, or I'm talking about this, I think it's good for the ego, right? To feel like or be one of the smartest people in the room. But if that's the case, you're in the wrong room, right? This podcast, this community, we're about wanting to grow and wanting to push past our limits. For us to be able to do that, we have to be uncomfortable being around people who are further along than us, right? In business, in marriage, in relationships, folks who are great parents, right? All these different arenas of life that people are probably doing better than us in. And that's okay. There's no harm, no foul in that. In fact, it's great because it's an opportunity for us to be able to learn and grow so that we can continue to be the best versions of ourselves. I really like this quote too. It says, people inherently like helping people, but they don't know how if you don't ask. Give them the opportunity. So why am I sharing that quote? Is because there's so many people in our sphere of influence, right? At work or at the gym. The person who's super fit or super buff, right? If you want to get jacked, that person would likely be more than willing. Actually, they'd probably be happy to share how they got to where they're at if you just ask them, right? If you say, hey, how many sets of bench should I be doing? How many reps of like, what should I be doing so that I can one day look like you, right? Or be the best version of me in terms of fitness and in the gym? We just have to give them the opportunity to be able to share that wisdom with us. And that takes setting pride aside and asking questions and asking for help. So to wrap this up, this is going to be a shorter one. How this applies to me or how I'm going to apply this. So I have a full marathon that I'm training for. It's going to be in October. And I am not a fast runner. Like, I have no problem admitting that I am not fast. So one way I'm going to apply this principle of getting around people who push me, right? A players, people who are ahead of me, is I'm going to surround myself with people who are really fast at running. So that means I'm going to join my local running group where they're running much faster paces than I am. So that's one way I'm going to apply surrounding myself with people who inspire me and who are ahead of me. Now, my question to you is, who's that person or who are those individuals or those groups that you can join so that you can improve and grow in that area of life, whichever area that is, whether it's growing your business, growing your health, or if you just want to improve or grow your social network, right? You need more friends. How are you going to do that? What groups are you going to join? Last quote. If you're not willing to learn, no one can help you. If you are determined to learn, no one can stop you. If you are not willing to learn, no one can help you. If you are determined to learn, no one can stop you. With that being said, this is your boy Brandon with Driven by Growth podcast. If you liked what you heard, if it inspired you, motivated you, please like, subscribe, leave a comment. I love interacting with you guys there. And if you got value out of this, please share it with a friend, coworker, whoever it is that you think could benefit from this content. Driven by Growth. Peace.